Welcome back, guys. It's Colin with the Sun Pirates TCG, joined today by a very special guest.
It's,
You've seen him on the channel before,
it,
Mr. Kareem Zaimir.
it's me.
Y'all have seen him on before for that deck profile video where
Oh, yeah.
where he handed us all of our assets, including myself, with that blue-green breach deck.
Sometimes it's like you just play off meta and you hope it gets there, and sometimes it does.
Yeah. No, I legitimately think you were cooking with that in the beta, and there might be something to it for GDO1.
Oh, yeah.
But speaking of GDO1, today, as you can tell from the title, we are doing a review for every LR coming out of set 1, as well as for the starter deck, since I think those ratings are shifted a little bit now that we have set 1 coming in and we know what all the cards are at this point. So, the way we're going to do this is very similar to like those early on Hearthstone rating videos. If you guys ever watched Trump, shout out to Trump, not the president, the streamer. So we'll be going over each card, talking about it, and then rating it on a scale from 1 to 5 Haros. Instead of stars, it's going to be Haros because it's Gundam. 1 being absolute poop, and 5 being meta defining, and then 3 being somewhere in the middle. Maybe it's like playable but not fully realized, or it's just kind of played sometimes. So let's get right into it. But before we do, I just wanted to state that this video was recorded a few days before the official set release, and more playtesting has made me less confident on some of our ratings. I normally wouldn't make a disclaimer like this since it's the internet and there will always be people who disagree with any given opinion about a game, but I still admit that we may have rated certain cards a bit too harshly. You'll see what I mean as we get into those parts, but I just wanted to add a bit of transparency before this sounds like we're trying to rage bait or something like that. With that said, I haven't made any quote-unquote official updates to our ratings yet for a few reasons. For starters, I just didn't have the time to make any presentable updates post-edit. Also, I still think there are still a lot of things to be figured out with the game being so new, and we were planning to make a follow-up video anyway after a few weeks to re-review and roast ourselves on our original ratings anyway. But yeah, sorry for the long intermission, we'll get back on it. Starting with all the blue LRs. So we'll start with the starter deck ones. I think it's only fitting that we start with the OG, the Grandpappy Gundam, the RX-78, the level 4.
I love it so much.
This one's so good. So, the level 4, 3 cost, 3/4, has repair 2, and then when paired, or during pair, all your units are +1 power.
Yep.
And pairs with Amuro, of course.
The protagonist.
Yeah, the protagonist Gundam. Pretty straightforward card, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I think this card's excellent.
Yeah. It's gotten to a point where, like, even in testing, so I know myself and a bunch of my friends, and I'm sure you and a lot of the Sun Pirate guys too, are all prepping for Gen Con, the regional, all that stuff. Every time we test a blue deck, I'm like, how do I justify not putting 4 of these in my deck? Like, it's so good. Like, 4 might be the too many, but like at least including it in a deck, it just feels like it fixes a lot of the middle to early game problems. Repair 2 is insanity. Like, even if you don't put Amuro in it, you have tons of options in set 1 now, like Scylla, who makes it a repair 3, so it just is great, you know? I don't know. I don't want to love Earth Federation mobile suits, but I feel like the RX-78 is just the best.
Yeah, this card's just so efficient. It's just 3/4 in stats on level 4 is already above average for where it is. The repair 2 means it effectively has at least 6 health if it got to trade into somebody and survived. The +1 power is like also relevant. When you pair with Amuro, it's like 6 power out of nowhere, can kill any base, even those vanilla 6 health bases.
Yeah.
Trades into most everything with the exception of like wing if it's at full HP, which it normally wouldn't be. So yeah, this guy just does it all, and with Amuro as a pilot just being so good.
Yeah. Hey, Amuro, Scylla, all the white base pilots are just happy to be in this, you know?
Yeah, and even with other pilots too, like putting Soletta on it, making it a 4/6 monster that like keeps healing to every turn, that's also ridiculous. I would start pretty strong with this one as our first card. I would personally give it 5 Haros.
Yeah, I think
being on theme.
I think it's kind of almost like the you must be this or better, but it's like the peak of the mountain. I think like truly the RX-78 from the starter decks is just a super good tool. If you have the beta alt, rock and roll, that card's going to be relevant for a while. Turns out Amuro Ray is in a lot of Gundam series. We're probably going to get more Amuros and Zeta. Spoilers if you haven't watched Zeta from the 90s. Like,
Yeah.
little,
It might be late 80s.
late 80s, right? Because the first one's in the 70s. Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, we're old. But yeah, I think I'm right there with you. I think 5 Haros, easy 5 Haro. It's like I struggle in a world where it's like you don't just, if you're on blue, you don't just throw this in your deck because it's always good.
All right, moving on. Let's go to the other blue LR from the starter decks, which is the Tall Geese. One of my personal favorites when I was a small child. Such a cool mobile suit.
It's one of my favorites. I wore my goose shirt for this video.
I just noticed.
Honk, honk, honk. It's the noise you make when you restand and attack twice in a turn. This is the noise that comes out. I adore, like, so as a Gundam fan, I adore the Tall Geese. It's one of my few favorite mobile suits that isn't in, like, it's a prototype Gundam, but it's not a Gundam. It's like that weird middle ground.
Yeah.
So I love it. They did our boy Zex dirty. Like, set 1 was not kind to Oz at all.
Are there even any Oz cards in set 1?
There are like 3. So we've got Noin's card, but it's only for Noin. We have the Leo, which is only for any Oz. And then you have like Duo's Leo, and you have Zex's Leo. And Zex's Leo, I think, is a worse gun cannon if memory serves. It's like a on-pair rest a character, which it's okay, but there's not generic links. We didn't get a lot of Oz pilots. We notably didn't get like a hybrid other than Noin for it. So you're kind of all in for Zex, who has, which again, his thing is he has to be linked. So it's like you would think we'd get a bunch of generic Oz mobile suits. Maybe the faction that has the it's the faction in the show has the most generic mobile suits. They are the Xeon stand-in in that show.
Right.
And for some reason in set 1, they were like, eh. Notably, though, we didn't get an Epion in set 1. So, fingers crossed. And yeah, they did it so dirty. The card is good. We'll talk about the card, right?
Yeah, sure.
So in the bubble of, let's just look at the card by itself. 4/4 for 4. It's okay. The issue is in practice, it tends to not, at least for what I've seen, it doesn't have the survivability to make profitable trades. You need to have Zex, otherwise this thing is the most wet turd on the table. Does nothing when it's played. It's a level 5 that has no impact. And then you're really using it in most cases as like a late game finisher. And anytime you have to use it to trade with, it just feels really bad. Like, I don't know.
Well, to get the double attack out of nowhere, too, like from no board, it's so expensive to do, too, because you have to pay 4 for it, plus 1 for the Zex, plus 4 to restand it, so that's 9 total resources you have to pay.
Like, if you're oopsie poopsie, like, top deck mode and you go bang, I'm sure it's like doing drugs. It's like the coolest thing ever. If you do that, if you go to a locals and you top deck, like, your Zex or you top deck your Tall Geese on 10 resources, and that wins you the game, please stand up. We'll all high five you. Like, that's the coolest. Yeah. Like, that's the you are the main character moment of Gundam set 1, in my opinion. I think this is going to be a card that has a ton of upside, but there's no support for it. Like, they didn't. Oz has nothing. It's only Oz, so you can't find it with Price of Victory or Defeat. So it's only Operation Meteor and G Team for that card. So it misses the biggest searcher, the only searcher really. In set 1 for the most part, like actual like One Piece style searcher. So it misses all that. It has no synergy with any of Operation Meteor. Notably, you can't pair it with Hero Yui, even though that becomes a thing later on. And then like we get the Tall Geese too, so that's a whole spoilers for Gundam Wing. But again, if you're watching this video, why didn't you watch it
from the 90s?
Yeah, watch the anime. Like, did you not grow up with Toonami? What were you doing on Saturday nights? Like,
yeah. I would hope there's more Oz support down the line. I mean, knowing Bandai, they might gate it behind some regional promo pack or something. So, overall, I still think it's a solid card. The Tall Geese is something that you need to deal with once your opponent slams it down on the table. Because once you untap with it, it's just like even aside from dual attacking, just poking in, restanding every turn is pretty annoying. Where would I put this? Definitely not 5 Haros.
No.
Probably not 4. Maybe like 3 Haros, 2.5.
I'm on 2 personally.
2?
My reasoning is there's nothing that interacts with this card. If there was a way to give it repair, completely different conversation. It becomes a trading monster, and with Zex it can draw cards, right?
Yeah.
Why does the Tall Geese, the notably fastest mobile suit in its own show, not have high maneuver? Would anyone in the class please tell me why does the Wing Zero have high maneuver, but this, which is notably faster than the Wing Zero, not have high maneuver? Anyway, no way to give it high maneuver, no way to give it breach, no way to give it any relevant keywords. It just, if the moment that we get Oz support, if there is ever a way to give it any keywords that matter, this thing becomes like a 4 or 5 for me instantly.
Yeah, I mean, Sayla can give it repair 1, I think.
Yeah, because it's a blue unit.
It's not big enough for what you're doing at that point in the game.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Yeah, if your level 5 play is this and Sayla, pass. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think I would agree. Like for now, I think it's still 2 Haros. It's not the worst thing because it can be good, but I think it's just more expensive than some of the other LRs that can accomplish very similar things that we'll get into.
Yeah, if we ever do a tier maker list, this is like the second set waiting room card, like the king of the waiting room for support.
Yeah. All right, and moving on to the blue LRs out of set 1, let's get into the first one, which is yet again the RX-78, the other one.
The daddy.
Yeah, the level 4/3 costs 3/3, pairs with Amuro Ray. All your white base team units get repair 1, and when paired, if you have 2 or more other units in play, you draw 1. This one has seen some play in the Eagle's Nest events I've seen. I don't know if it's as good as the other RX-78 from the starter deck.
I don't think so, personally. I think this is a very, very good card. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think either of the RX-78s. Obviously, we rated the other one 5. But like for this one right now, I feel like it's a step. It's either a step below or 2 steps below. It's probably either a 3 or a 4 for me. If you're on white base, that package is so strong. Gun cannon's great. Gun tank is fantastic from the starter deck. The regular gun tank even is just a trading monster if you're against Xeon Rush. So giving all these units just oopsie incidental repair 1 is amazing. I mean, you already have stuff too where like you have Earth Federation mobile suits that already have repair 1 by themselves. You throw Sayla in this, or Sayla, and it's a 4/4 repair 2. And the fact is you can trigger whenever you want to draw that card. So I think a lot of people right now in starter deck battles is kind of where we're at, depending when the video comes out. I know we're on release week right now when we're recording. But a lot of people with starter decks are still running Gundam MA form because it lets them cash in their white base pilots and hybrid cards, which I think white base and Academy are the 2 most represented factions for pilots for generic links. And once again, I mean, it's a card that doesn't punish you just for playing multicolor, which I think is the biggest strength of this card, to be honest. The repair 1 is for only white base team, cool, but that when paired is any pilot. Like there's no restriction on white base, there's no nothing. So unlike MA form, which is a little bit slower and less impactful, this comes out, and if it's still on board, if your opponent doesn't deal with it, anytime you have 3 units out on field, notably it can be tokens, you slap this in, you draw a card, and you've effectively what do they say? You looted, right? You discarded an Amuro and you drew a card.
Yeah, it does turn your pilots into potential cantrips, which is nice. And like you said, it can be paired with anybody to do so. This is something that isn't super reliant on having Amuro onto it to to actually create the link pair. Funny enough, like when you play this with the other RX-78, you make the other RX-78 a repair 3, which is kind of nasty.
So gross. Like we talked about it earlier too, is like the other RX-78, if you put any of your +1, +2 pilots in, your Suletta, if you're on duo for some weird reason, what have you, the thing's a monster. And you give it repair 4, you're like, cool, I traded into your Ale Strike, and now end of my turn I go to full health. That's back breaking in most situations. Like, it's insane.
Yeah. I will say the stats on its own 3/3's a little bit unimpressive for that turn that it comes down. I think going first, this card's very strong. Because on level 2 you can play like a Zowart or like some other 2-drop. Level 3 you play Gun Cannon. Then level 4 you can play this guy. Then play a pilot, draw a card. I think this card still has a lot of potential otherwise though. White base units in general are just like very strong. So I think with the context given, this card slots in pretty nicely to that archetype. I'd say probably 4 Haros.
For you? Yeah, I think right now for me, I want to be like I'm going to take a stand right here in the video. I'm going to be the Simon Cowell of this video. I think it's 3 Haros for me. I'm going to be super harsh on it. And I'm going to justify it. Let's figure it out. Let's justify it because White Base doesn't exist in Zeta, and it doesn't exist in Double Zeta, but Earth Federation does. And notably, this doesn't give Earth Federation things. So I think right now might be the most impactful until we get a return to the original series. We notably get Bright Noah. We get a lot of the other characters from White Base. Again, I'm saying spoilers for a 7+ year-old show. No, God, 70s. Oh, like God, 30 years at this point. I've been watching anime too long, kids. But yeah, notably, a lot of the other series don't return to White Base. White Base and the Trojan Horse don't come back in the series. So I feel like right now, this set 1 is going to be the most impactful this card is. And unfortunately, I think a few lists might not run it at anything above a 2 or a 3 of. I just think the starter deck RX-78 is way more impactful to see on 4 than this is going to be in the long term. I think this is a great, like almost like a win more card. But we'll talk about a certain green LR and the reason why I hate 3 health units later in the video. So spoilers for that.
Yeah.
So I'll stick it at 3 Haros out of 5.
All right. I guess we could go in the middle. We'll say 3.5.
3.5. We'll start averaging our scores.
We'll start averaging. Yeah. So, moving on, we'll get into the next pair of LRs for blue. So this one is something a lot of people were hyped for. We're going into the Unicorn Gundam Destroy mode, the classic Unicorn. This one's really cool. A lot of people were hyped about this. There's been a lot of back and forth about how this one works. So when playing from hand, you can destroy one of your link units with Unicorn mode in its name, that is level 5. And if you do, play this card as if it had level 0 and cost. So that does work the way it sounds like, right?
Yes.
You just play for free.
So you
don't worry about your level.
Yeah, we confirmed it now. The card Q&A came out for the 4 Asia markets. It was like last week, and on there they say, hey, if you can play it for 0, you can play it for 0. It's not, you don't have to be level 7 and present the card. There's a little bit of a back and forth with like some of the new judges for Gundam. So beautiful card. I think it's pretty nifty.
So if you're at level 5, you can just straight up slam this. Also on attack, it rests any unit, which is pretty cool. You can get any blocker out of the way, even something big. Like, you can rest that down and then hunt it down immediately with someone else if you have it on board. The funny thing, though, is that in my personal testing, and I mean, again, if you guys want to like roast me at the stake on the comments or something, I don't think this card's very good.
No, it's so flashy.
Like, a lot of people have been testing it.
Yeah,
but
I think the big problem for it right now is that it's lacking a useful, like a reason to play it, right? So it's a level 0, right? But the only unicorn that we really can play over it for is a level 5. That level 5 costs 4, and then it needs to be a linked unit, And the only linked unit right now for those unicorns is Banager, right? Or Bananger?
Yeah, Bandager.
Bandager.
Yeah.
And Bandager's great. Like a +2/+2 draw card. Love that guy. Notably, when you destroy it, that unicorn that we've gotten from the set lets you put your Bandager back in your hand, which is awesome. And when you replay it on this, you redraw a card. I love everything about it. The problem is the math don't math on it. That I found out real hard. It's like on 5, you slam your unicorn, you slam your pilot, you swing in, you take a base, you get a good trade, maybe you almost die. Then you blow it up and you play this, and you don't have enough resources to play out the pilot again. So then you just kind of play this big hunkin' thing, and you pray to God your opponent's counter isn't Ailstrike Kira, bounce it to your hand. And you go, for the most feels bad ever.
Yeah, it's just like, I get it, right? People are gonna tell me, it's in blue, you have show resolve, you can draw your pieces. If you're comboing with white, you can play Overflowing Affection to keep drawing cards, and then you can build a combo. It's still a 3-card combo.
Yep.
And each of the cards individually are not that good, like, by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The Unicorn mode, level 5, literally does nothing when it's on the board and not a link unit.
Mm-hmm.
And Destroy mode, it has a relevant ability, but waiting until level 7 to play it, like just to hardcast it, I don't think it's worth it compared to like some of the other things we can do now.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to determine too, because it's like, I think when I will say this, the thing that has done the most for this card was the release strip. When this got released, it was like one of the first LRs we saw in the set, and we were like, that's insane, and we went crazy because we were like, level 7 for 0, that's brilliant, oh my god. And then they kept showing us another LR in the set, and another LR in the set, and another, and each one was better than this. And so it's like, yeah, I think right now it's a really cool build around card. And if you want to, again, it's kind of the Zex problem, right? Like, Bandager needs to be linked. There's not a lot of good linked targets. Like, you have Cyber New type targets and stuff. You have options, but like, I think later on this could be better if they print more level 5s. This existing is interesting. If you play it in green, notably, you could ramp on like bird mode, get up to level 5 ahead of time, and then kind of cheat your resources.
You super sack your opponent.
Yeah, it's just I think unfortunately in playtesting already, this has always come down as kind of like a win more card, or just like a style card. Like there's nothing that it's on attack is solving for you in blue that you couldn't accomplish with like doing, we saw in like Eagle's Nest, they like red blue ping and then rest things with gun cannons and Amuros and anything to get blockers out of the way and just keep attacking face. There's just other ways to do the same thing. Now, it's a Gundam. There's going to be big stupid numbers on a card eventually, and the fact that this has no condition for resting might be relevant one day. I'm happy to be wrong. But yeah, I'll take the first on this one. I think this might be my first 1 Haro right now, and I'm gonna get flamed in the comments for putting a 1 on a potential 7/6 that draws a card. But I feel like this thing loses too often than succeeds, which sucks.
Yeah, I'll be happy to be proven wrong, but I agree this is also a 1 Haro card.
Yeah,
like. Again, we will probably get flamed. Someone's going to be like, you guys have no idea what you're talking about. This is such a self-report, but...
Yeah, when this wins Worlds, I'm happy to be wrong. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just... I had to read it like 16 times when it first got premiered, too, and I was like, oh, cool, it's level 5 or higher. No, that is level 5. Has to be a level 5. Can't trade up into the bigger ones.
Yeah, you can't just like loop unicorns over.
Yeah. I was like, that's so cool. You can go destroy mode and then into another destroy mode, and it's like, no, that don't work that way, buddy. I'm like, oh, sad.
Yeah. Again, let us know in the comments what you guys think. If you think it's amazing, let us know why. Mm-hmm. Aside from the reasons we already said, we think people will think it's good, but yeah. All right. And then moving on, we have the last blue LR, which is the other Unicorn Gundam, 02 Banshee Destroy Mode. This one is awesome. I might be biased because Marita is one of my favorite pilots. Probably my favorite pilot out of the set. But going into it, it's a level 6 forecast, 5-4 in stats, links with Marita Cruise, as I just said. During link on swing, you bottom deck 12 cards. I guess you shuffle back 12 cards from your trash into your deck.
Yep. And
it stands up again, and it gains first strike for the whole turn. So it actually gets first strike on the first swing as well as the second swing.
Yeah.
We were just talking about how Tall Geese and Zex was a very expensive double attack combo to pull off in the late game because it's like 9 mana to do it. This technically only cost 5, assuming that you actually have the 12 in trash.
Yeah.
So it is pretty much a late game finisher. I don't know if there's anybody yet has managed to pull off 24 in trash. It's technically not once per turn, so you could do a third attack if you have the extra 12 cards, but
I fully am in the camp of this is going to be that card that you're going to get an alt art of right now, and everyone on TCG player is going to be like, it's a $6 alt or it's a $2 alt, and
I'm buying them all.
I'm buying I'm like, cool, great. It's like we both played One Piece for a long time, and like I ran into it with like Purple Poly. I'll tell everybody about that, like buying Purple Poly alts for like $4 because no one was like, this doesn't get played in Iceberg even. And then Purple Luffy came out and it was like the card for a month, you know?
Yep.
This feels like that. Right now, you have to play it in blue-red. Both.
Yeah, because Marita's red.
Because Marita's red.
Yeah.
It has to be linked, and it has to attack. And it's that same Zex factor. I think you're exactly right. It's only good when you can play it and link it immediately and get your value in.
Well, it must be linked to get the double attack.
Yeah, so. Yeah. I just think if you like slam this, you pay 4 and slam this on the field, no one's afraid of it, you know? It kind of feels like a kind of a bad top deck if you need it. Like a 5/4 is okay, but a 5/4 that's blank is, you know, there's other options you could explore. But man, what a cool finisher. Like, first strike into your blockers, Marita being able to ping something on the swing in, like, really freaking cool. And being able to get 2 attacks in out of nowhere for free is awesome. It's just in 2 colors that don't mill themselves yet.
Yeah. I mean, if you have it, it's such a powerful combo. Like, Marita onto it makes it 7 power, so with the first strike, you can just take down a wing Gundam, like a fully paired wing Gundam out of nowhere. If your opponent has 2 fully paired wing Gundams, like a wing Gundam plus a Hell Scythe or Death Scythe.
Death Scythe, yeah.
Gundam fully paired, it's like a 6/6 and a 7/7. You can just like first strike both of those out of nowhere, and that thing took no damage. And you even got to ping a couple things too if you wanted to with Marita.
Yeah.
And if your opponent's at 1 health, they just die.
Yeah, there's no base that's surviving its crash ends. Like, it's so like flashy. I don't know that it'll ever be a 4 of in the things that it's getting played in.
No, not currently.
But man, like if I put Zex at a 2, I think I have to. This has to be like 1 higher. But I
think so.
The moment, and the moment we get, and I'm a Magic guy, I came from that too. The moment we get a red card that loots, and it's just like draw 2, trash 2, like we get like a Faithless Looting style card or something, or a blue card that does it. Oh my god! Because if I could run this blue-white and it work, if I had a Marita and white, overflowing affections and the Strike Gundam drawing trashing, and I could just fill that trash up like I'm a Blackbeard player and just go bang bang bang, you're dead. That'd be amazing, you know. But right now, I don't think it's there yet. I think it'll be a really cool tech choice depending on the meta, just to see if like games are going super late. This is a great late game. Just clean up the board, like you said. Get rid of a wing. Get rid of a Death Scythe. Get rid of. Notably, I think it even it does really well into like some of the top end Xeon stuff because they're all pretty low health. They're like,
it can also first strike a Sinanju into outer space.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oof, my poor boy, my poor summer child.
Yeah.
I
would agree. I would say 3 Haros. I think you basically said it all. It's a stronger finisher than Zex plus Talkies, but it's still not completely there. I'm definitely holding my breath though, like you said, for other support
Mhm.
for this down the line. This card has seen play. It did win that Eagles Nest tournament. It's actually in the same deck as that other RX-78 that we just mentioned.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the guy pulled it off with the double attack kill combo, but like it was there.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
that person was doing well with it. So
sometimes like we could say this too is like the strength of Marita Cruz is insane. Like that pilot is on drugs. And
yeah,
even if you only want to play this as a 5/4 vanilla that enables Marita, you did a good. Like
yep,
that's great. The card itself, I feel like you could play the Kashtira, you could play like the, a bunch of other options for Marita, but man, this is a cool flashy card. I love it.
Yeah.
Like if it pops
maybe
off,
we'll also,
yeah,
maybe also do a rating list on pilots.
yeah.
That might be a good one too.
That'd be a fun one.
All right, so that's it for the blue LRs. Let's go on to green. So
my babies.
So we'll go back to the starter deck LRs for green. We'll start with the big boy, Wing Gundam, the 6/4. Everyone knows what this does from the beta. Breach 5, can attack level 4 or lowers that are active, and pairs with Hero. With Hero, it becomes a 7/7 monster, like we've been saying.
So good.
This guy, like, for his level, is still the biggest, fattest thing that you can create with your Link pair. I believe. Actually, yeah. In terms of stats, 7/7 is still the biggest. Aside from Wing Zero, which we'll get into. But
yeah, but Wing Zero also is like level 8, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I did a deck profile video about it. Like, I as a person hate Hiro Yui. I think he is a terrible protagonist. No, if anyone shows up to my locals, a regional, Gen Con, anything, like Hiro Yui's my favorite, I'm calling the police. And I'm reporting you for anything. I don't care. If you don't pay for your hot dog the right way, I'm reporting your ass. Yeah, I don't like Hero, but man, this thing is so good. Like, I can't get over. Like, if every green deck I put together, I just go, but why not 4 Wing Gundam and 3 Hero? Like, could be good. It has a searcher for it now. It's like, and notably, the searcher can find it on your level 6 turn. So you're like, cool. Pay 1, search for it, pay 4 for this, pay 1 for Hero.
Yeah, there you
enjoy, buddy. Like people, we looked at it like multiple times where I looked at the price of victory or defeat of the searcher for Wing and for Meteor, and I was like, oh, okay, it's a searcher, but it's level 5. And then I put it in a deck and started playtesting it, and I'm like, wow, on my level 6, I can guarantee I either have this paired or I have Shenlong plus the Wu Fei. And I can almost, or again, you could also go into Death Scythe. You have a lot of options, and so many of the wing units are like weirdly cheap for their level. They've got big, stupid, like level 5, but then like the heavy arms is level 5, cost 3, and duos of 1. So you always have that 1 extra to search for your pieces. And it weirdly makes Wing one of these like consistently always going to see your Lynx colors and like tribes. And it's so dumb. Like, if I could search for Hero in beta, I would. My deck would have been.
It's over.
Yeah,
it's over.
My deck would have been 48 freaking green cards and 2 Show of Resolves just to redraw. Like,
yeah,
it's just this card's disgustingly gross.
I don't think the rating on this card has changed since the beta. Honestly, it's still one of the strongest. It was arguably the strongest LR in the beta. At the time, I think in my previous tier list for the beta, I didn't rate it that highly, but I was probably wrong. It's still the biggest, fattest thing there is right now.
It's taught us the Whitebeard thing, which is Oonga Boonga, big number, good. Like,
yeah.
I think the only thing it has gotten worse. I will say this to play devil's advocate here for how much I love this thing. It has gotten worse simply because it's Breach 5, and we now have access in red and green to 0/6 spaces. So you have a weird sort of counterplay where it can still crash into those bases and kill them as a 7/7, but now it's a little less like it's like overpowering, right? It still blows up almost every base in the game, no problem, but there are now access to 0/6 bases, so the Breach 5 is a little worse, but that's like saying, oh no, my Mustang is a little loud when I pull into the neighborhood. It's still a Mustang. Like, it's still a cool thing, you know?
We'll see too if people even play those 0/6 bases, though. They might not still.
Yeah, maybe.
It kind of depends.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this card's so good. It's still between 4 and 5 stars. Maybe give it 5 Haros still.
Yeah.
It's just so clean as a card. Because even without hero on board, it's still like you put it down and they gotta deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like all your weenies are just immediately in danger the moment the wing comes down by himself. So
yeah, when you slam this, especially on your level 6 turn, if this is just like draw for turn, tap 4, slam this, I guarantee your opponent clenches because they're afraid you have the hero. And if you don't have the hero, yeah, you're like, The other issue too is like it has Breach 5. Shang Wu Fei is a pilot in set 1. Making this thing into a like a 6/6 monster
6/6
that can't
6/6 that can't be hurt by level or
3 AP or less. Like
yeah.
there's a really weird archetype, and I've seen people playing around with it and testing it, where they're doing like green white and using like unforeseens to reduce AP just so that Shang Wu Fei is like immune in whatever breach suit he's in. And it's a cool idea, and it just makes this card like the poster child for why breach is an awesome keyword in this game. I think I'm right with you. I think it's got to be like a 4 or 5. I'm happy with a 4 or 5, like 4.5. I will say if the RX-78's the best blue LR, this might be in the running for the best green LR. Like it's pretty close.
I think so. I'm gonna put it at 5 Haros.
5 Haros. I think I'm not gonna be mad at that.
It's iconic. It's good. Yeah. It's accessible because it's in the starter deck, and it's still the biggest dumbest thing you can play.
Yeah, I'm completely on board for that. Like, I want to be like, more Simon Cowley and mean about my ratings, but I love this card so much, and it hurts me that I don't like Hero.
Yeah. All right, moving on. The other green starter deck LR is the Sharzaku 2. The level 3 2 cost, 3/2 stats. On destroyed, look at top 3. Grab any Xeon or Neo Xeon unit, add it to your hands, put the rest to the bottom. Links with Chara's novel, of course.
Of course.
This guy is also very, very good for its archetype.
I want to be like 5 Haros, no notes. Let's go to the next one.
I mean, pretty much we can. Like
it's so dumb.
I don't know what more to say about it. It replaces itself. It's good. It has good stats for its level. Being 3/2 means it trades into most things.
Yeah.
It effectively draws you another one. It can even draw another copy of itself. I've had games testing with some sort of green Xeon archetypes where I would just like play it, and then my opponent swings, and I'm like, okay, trade into your guy. Oh, look, another Sharzaku. Play it. It trades again. All right, ooh, look, another Sharzaku. Yeah. And then eventually I'll find like my Sananju or something, and then the game's over.
Yeah, it's so weird because it's like when we got set 1, I was kind of disappointed that we weren't getting searchers like they do in One Piece or Digimon or many of the other Bandai properties. And I was like, man, that's tough because Xeon tends to be this flood style deck, and without a way to recur your hand, you really kind of burn out and then die. It kind of reminds me like early like Zoro, where you'd run out of cards eventually, especially if you're trying to save your guys. You would just have low hand size, before the animal package kind of fixed that deck. And with this, it's like it reloads, and you're almost always getting your card back out of it. So you're usually feeling like it's like a pseudo 2-for-1 because you're probably killing something profitably and drawing something. It doesn't require a pair. It doesn't require a link. It doesn't require resources of any kind. It just does what it says on the tin. It's so effective. And notably, it pairs with its big brother that's also an LR we'll talk about later in the video. And I love its big brother. I know you and I are probably going to have to argue about that one for a bit. But for this one, I think if Xeon ends up being playable, which we all know for card games, Rush is always good before people learn how Control works. I think right now it's probably a 5. Knowing, again, future sight, there's this cool guy named Quattro Bagina who's in
Quattro Bagina.
Who's notably in Zeta and definitely isn't the Red Comet. We swear, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If he doesn't get the Yamato text of treat this as I will blow I'm just gonna be upset. But yeah, I mean, I think anything that has Amuro's name on it or anything that has Char's name on it, I mean, name two more marketable characters in the Gundam franchise, I dare you. Like, they're characters that I expect we're going to see multiple pilots of. I will not be shocked at all if by set 3 this time, like by next year, if there's a deck that's just, yeah, so I played 9 copies of different Chars, and then all these cards that say they link with Char. Like, I won't be shocked, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's so good.
Yeah. I'm in agreement. Easy slam dunk.
Yeah.
5 Haros.
5 Haros.
It does everything you want to for the archetype, and even by itself, it's just very, very strong.
Yeah.
All right. Now on to GD01, Green LRs. Speaking of the big brother, we have the Char's Gelgoog.
Yeah.
Level 4 costs, 4/3 in stats, links with Char's Novel. Activate main, discard a Xeon or Neo Xeon unit. If a pilot is not already paired to this unit, choose one new type pilot that's level 3 or lower from your trash and pair with this unit. The only target currently in existence is Char's Novel himself.
Oh, there's one more target.
Oh, Sayla.
Sayla,
right?
his sister, notably can pilot this.
His sister, yeah, oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, sir.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I was
My
dying
bad,
laughing. We saw a couple weeks ago there was like a new type, like a blue-red new type deck, and someone's like, "Oh, it's so weird that this blonde chick is like a new type." I'm like, "It's not weird at all. Like, you just need to know who her brother is."
Yeah.
So I will say this openly and passionately: I'm a Xeon guy. It's never gonna not be a Xeon guy. I love Xeon. The way it plays in the game isn't really how I play. I love mid-range decks. I love control decks. It's a little too aggro for me as a playstyle, but I'm willing to learn for Xeon. At first, I didn't like this card. I will fully admit it came out and I was like, 4/4 for 4. Like, okay, it's a 4/3. Like, okay. In testing, if you're on specifically green-red right now, getting this thing out after you've just thrown your Char at something, next turn you draw this and you're like, I don't need this 1-drop anymore. I'd rather have a 6/4 high mobility murder machine the following turn. Great. Also really dumb thing that I learned in testing was Full Frontal can play this for free. And for no cost, you can have a Xianju, a Full Frontal, this, and Char from your trash. And that is the most disgusting thing I've ever done in this game. Like, it's insane value.
I don't know. I'm torn on this. Because in my testing, when you pull out that combo, it's godly. Right?
It's like doing drugs.
Like, you bring it out, if you have the Char already, it slams your opponent, they kill it, they probably have to trade something big into it to like actually get it off the board. Then you play another one, and your opponent is in tears, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't have the Char,
you're all in on Char. Like, you have to.
That's the problem.
It's my biggest issue. There's no good
way to search Char.
Yeah, if there ends up being a way to find Char, I love this card.
Because
like,
the Char Zaku does not fetch Char because it only fetches units, and same with the Zaku, the red Zaku sniper type. So if you miss on the Char, this Gelgoog is so bad.
Yeah, it's. I mean, your other option at 4 though is like, in Xeon you've got the regular Gelgoog that's a 4/2 cost, and it's a 4/3. It's the same stat line,
but it costs half as much to get it on the board though. It only costs 2 to play it.
But counterpoint, this one red though. Have you thought the fact that this one's red?
Oh yeah.
Makes it better, a little bit.
Aren't you colorblind?
I am.
You can't even see red.
I will be the first to tell everybody on your channel. I thought Char piloted a silver mobile suit when I was a kid because I could not tell. And when he gets to Zeta, he pilots a gold mobile suit, and I thought that was silver, gold, and then it was like platinum and double Zeta. And that made sense in my brain. And they start calling the red comet. I was like, these guys are dumb. That's not red at all. Like, I think the Zaku 2 is just does what it says on the label. Everything it wants to do, it accomplishes. This, you need to see a Char. If you're playing Xeon, are you not playing for Char? But we both know there's times where you just don't draw pilots, or there's times where you just don't draw command cards because you don't have access to searchers. But man, when you hit those sweet spots,
I'm still not totally sold if you should be playing a full playset of this card.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The decks that I was trying to build with it, I treated more like a Diablo Jambe from One Piece, so to speak, where it's just like that last, it's like that last unblockable swing that you can just pull out of nowhere for lethal or to like kill their last base.
Yeah. I think that's the thing I like about this too, is it gives you a little bit more reach. We talked earlier too, red and green have access to the 0/6s. Xeon, other than the Xianju early, doesn't have a lot of ways other than this to hit 6. You need to play support, or you need to do like 2 Zaku 2s. So those 6 health bases are a little bit more tricky. But with this on 4, slam it, slam Char. When attacking, you get the extra +1. You go right to 6. It clears those bases. And it's like, I think if better Xeon stuff comes out, we probably don't play this. In set 1, it might be just insanely strong. And I'm happy to be wrong too, where maybe we find a searcher for Char in Zeta.
Like, yeah. Or if we have a searcher for Char in of itself, or just like more Char pilots to interact with this, then I think that's definitely like a way more points for it. Currently it's like, so if you have Char in rotation, this card is 5 Haros.
Yeah.
If you don't have Char in rotation, it's like 1 Haro.
or 0. Like it's
or even 0 potential.
Maybe the worst card in your deck if you don't have a Char somewhere in your hand, discard pile, something.
Yeah. I guess with Chars maybe like 6 Haros potentially. I probably averaged this to maybe like 4 Haros.
Yeah.
I want to say.
I mean, it's I would say probably 4, maybe even like 3.5. I love the card.
Yeah.
Like I would love to be like 4 Haro, let's go. But no, you're completely on the money. Its ability is good in the sense of, if I have a bad unit or I have something for my early game, if I'd rather have a Char, that's an awesome trade. Like being able to swap out a Zaku 1 if you're on it, or a Zaku 2, the vanilla, like the 2/2. If you're on any of those like early aggressive units, and you draw this in the late game, and you're like, oh cool, pitch this irrelevant little guy, get this suited up and go, it feels great. But yeah, if you don't hit a Char, oof. And you need to see a Char early in Xeon. Like your Zaku 2s need it, this needs it. Notably, if you want to play any of the big like goofy Shamblaus and stuff, he's a new type, so he's like the cheapest one. There's just, you've got options. I hope we get like a nice blue-green deck eventually, where we have a blue Char, so then we have access to card draw, but we'll have to wait and see. There's a lot of Gundam to get through these next few sets, sure.
Yeah, no, totally. All right, moving on. The next green LR is... Oh, I'll save the big boy for last. We'll talk about the Death Scythe next.
Okay, I was like, we can talk about Jesus right now.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the Death Scythe. So actually, this was, I believe, the first main set LR that was revealed from spoiler season. So level 6 forecast, just like the starter deck wing, 5/4 in stats, and then when paired with an Operation Meteor pilot, you gain arrested resources, and it gains first strike for the turn, and it links with Duo Maxwell. Is this card a trap?
Dude, I have tried so hard with this. So here's what I've said, right? So
okay,
for people who know me locally, I'm part of a team. We're goofs, and not the fun mobile suit. So we call ourselves like,
you're way less cool.
Yeah, exactly. But we're called the Plague Rats, so we got a bunch of rats. You know, right? We all call each other rats. And we've gone back and forth in like my playtest group with this card, and I think we've come to the idea that like, if the meta is blue-white, like full on telling everybody here, don't listen to folks, blue-white is a serious, good freaking deck color. Like that blend is insane. It has access to repair, blockers, tapping, damage, indirect. It slices, it dices, it does almost every keyword in the game other than breach. And it's like, if that ends up being the meta, Duo and this are insane, because nothing feels worse than like unforeseen. And like, if white especially is like the game, this becomes a big annoying unit for white to deal with. Their Kira can't reduce it. They can't Choo-Choo reduce it for an easy trade. They can't unforeseen it. They have to deal with it. it comes in, they can't stop it from doing what it's going to do, with Duo notably, and then they have to attack into it very fairly. They can't kind of cheat it like they can other units. If it's not with Duo, oh my god, what a trap. Like,
Yeah.
it's just it's tough. It's also an Operation Meteor pilot. So your options are Duo, which again, good. Hero, which it does nothing for because Hero can't link with it. Wu Fei,
Chung Wu Fei.
Wu Fei,
Yeah.
it doesn't have Breach, so not good for Wu Fei. And then you've got Troa and Quatra, and it's like they're both hybrids, and they don't offer anything because they're hybrid cards. So
wait, I got it. You put Chung Wu Fei on it.
Yep.
And then you use simultaneous fire / Trollborn to give it breach, and there you go.
Yeah. Yep. I love going like neg 4 in hand so I can kill one thing good. That's how I win games. Yeah, why not? Yeah, so I will say this. The one thing I will say is it's such a happy birthday card, right? It's definitely scary into white decks for sure, and there's definitely like a huge upside with it. Notably, this is the only thing that on curve floats into Wing Zero, because it'll give you the extra EX. Next turn you drop Wing Zero no matter what. You effectively skip your level 7 turn. That's awesome. But that is such a winner chicken dinner. Like, we talked about the same problem with the Sharzaku. Is like, you really need to find the Duo, and you really need to have this exactly when you need it. You have a searcher for it, great, but you play this into most colors other than white, and it's a pretty understated, unremarkable card. A lot of people like it for the first strike. First strike's good. It is notably only a 6/6. Whereas Wing on the same level is a 7/7 that can attack actives and breach 5, which is just, I don't know. You've got options for your level 6 play. If your goal is to get to Wing 0, I get it. If that's your end game, the 8/8, which we'll talk about, I'm sure, next. But yeah, this is such a weird card.
Well, the thing is, Duo in of himself also requires to be linked, if I remember correctly.
He must be linked
to prevent the shrinking. And there's no other good Death Scythe. That's the issue.
Well, you have the repair one.
There's Duo's Leo. There's a repair 1 Death Scythe. I don't think that card's very good. I could be wrong.
It's a weird one. It's like, if you need something to stick on board and trade profitably into people, repair 1, it's not bad. You're never worried. Again, you're never worried about white. It has a link. You know, I feel like if you're on Duo, you have to be on 4 Duo. You're committing 4 slots to him because you need to see him when you need him.
That's a lot of slots on your deck.
It's a lot.
That's like the point I'm trying to get at. If you're trying to like build around this sort of ramp strategy to get up to this huge crescendo of the Wing Zero coming out at like 2 turns earlier than it's supposed to, then it feels like you're kind of obligated to play 4 copies of each of these pieces. But Duo individually by himself is not very good, and as we just said, the Death Scythe is also in that same vein. Very much like the Shard's Gilgoog. So it's like, it's a good individually, it's a strong link pair, but I don't know. This might be kind of harsh. I might get roasted in the comments for this, but I would put it at 2 Haros.
Ooh, 2 Haros is mean.
Yeah, I'm being pretty harsh on this one.
It's pretty tough. I will kind of back you up though. Like, I think it's probably a 2 or a 3 at this point. Operation Meteor, I think the reason they got the Searcher, and they're their first faction to get a Searcher, is because they didn't get any like generics. Everything is very specifically, must be Wu Fei, must be Hero, must be Duo, must be Quadra. And it's like, they got a Searcher to kind of curve out the feels bad of pulling your Troa when you have a Shenlong, or pulling a Hero when you have a Death Scythe. And I get that they gave it the help. A lot of people are going to like it just to be able to be like, hey, sometimes you just need to first strike something on the field. Cool. But yeah, more often than not, I feel like this is going to be an oopsie. And God, I wish it was a wing, you know? Like, I wish this was a 7/7 instead, you know?
Yeah, and before people argue, it's like, oh, you can pair Hero onto it because you're going to be playing Hero anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd rather be putting out my wing.
Well, yeah, the hard part, with the argument of like, oh, it's a different pilot because it's any Operation Meteor pilot, is but then it's not linked, so it's not attacking that turn. So you're slamming again. You're slamming a vanilla 5/4 with no abilities. You're not getting the ramp off of it, and then if you wait the following turn, this gets insanely worse because now you're paying one to re-ramp one, and you've not gained really any advantage in that turn. You've gained a first strike unit, which is great. First strike is very limited in set one, and it's a very good trait to have on attackers. But if you do not specifically have the duo, this card is tough.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think Two Haros is where we can agree on. Again, the comments are probably going to roast us alive. I imagine we probably get roasted for quite a few things on this list. All right. And then for the elephant in the room, as far as green LRs go, we finally got to the Big Daddy Wing Zero. Level 8, 8 cost, 5/7 in stats. High maneuver means it's unblockable. Pairs with hero, and on deploy, deal 3 to all units that are level 5 or lower. That includes your own things, because which is pretty on flavor considering it does like the double, the big like circular motion. So,
I got 2 twin Glocks. Anyway, yeah. So this is definitely the elephant. I think you said it correct. It's the elephant in the room for the set. The existence of this card changes so much of the math of the game. It has me reevaluating if 3 health units are worthwhile. It has me re-looking at like duo. Like, I think duo is a weird card as a pilot, but it's so good that it gives 2 health, and he's the only Operation Meteor pilot that gives 2 health other than hero for his link, yada 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 yada, whatever, you know. But the 2 health helps you get over the hump for this existing, and it might, like Suletta lets something exist past this. Arthur and Zala giving the 1+1+2, all good things because it gets you out of that 3 health thing. With this existing, ramp is a very real deck, and I think we saw it through the Eagles Nest recently on one of the webcam tournaments. This took first.
The green-white
deck. Yeah, green-white deck. And the guy even said, he's like, I pair all my blockers that I want to live, I slam this down, I deal 3 to everything. All my
laser their whole board.
Laser their whole board, and my whole board starts with 4 health. Seems pretty good to me. I think it's the existence of this card is also a reason to try to build around with Death Scythe. We kind of went back and forth on it. It's the same kind of philosophy, though. Death Scythe is a level 6. It is immune to getting hit with this thing. It is something that helps facilitate you getting to this a turn quicker. And this thing doesn't need any other support. It has high maneuver printed on the tin. It just gets to wherever it wants. It punches you in the nose. It takes your lunch money, and then it beats up your brother, your sister, and like your 3 cousins. And you're just like, man, that guy ran through our whole family. Like, this card is insane. I think when we saw there's an event card that's like a level 6/6 cost, and it's like deal 2 damage to all blockers. And I went, ooh, that's spicy. And then 2 days later, this thing came out, and I went, I'm never playing the command card. This doesn't discriminate. This will kill everything. Like, it's so,
especially when you go back to back on them.
Oh
your opponent's just like, okay, my Ale Strikes, my RX-78s, they're barely alive. I can like deal them the last couple of points of damage, and you're like, cool. Second Wing Zero, blaster board.
Yeah. It also kind of like is a weird thing too, because like the existence of this card becomes a kind of, how do I say it? Like there's definitely a terminology for it in card games where an inexperienced player will not worry about it and just slam cards on table, go oonga boonga. I think this card existing, the moment that you're on green and you show you're on Operation Meteor, you're maybe playing like First Contact to ramp, or you're playing bird mode to ramp, experienced players are going to be afraid of this coming down and try to play around it. So it gives you that kind of unseen advantage of people being like, oh, maybe I don't deploy my Zawart here because it's just going to get blown up next turn. Or maybe I don't deploy my that godforsaken blue card everyone loves, the Razel, the 4/3.
The Razel, yeah.
Maybe we don't play the vanilla this turn because it's going to explode. Like,
but the other thing too is that what if I don't have it? Then how stupid do you feel?
Yeah, it's such like
a mind game.
Yeah, it's such a mind game card, and it's funny that it's like Oonga Boonga, big level, big number card from the set, and it's impactful. Like every time in testing that I've resolved this on board, I'm like, man, I feel like a god. Like If I lose this game, it's because I'm an idiot. Like it feels so good every time.
Hmm.
5-7 is oppressively good for stats, and especially like you said, back to back. If you drop this and then next turn you drop this and pair it with a hero, and you're just like, cool, I've got an 8-9. Good luck.
Yeah,
Like,
it's the biggest possible dumbest thing
mm-hmm.
you can have aside from the original wing.
Yep.
As far as rating goes, I think 5 Haros.
Yeah,
honestly,
I think this is a card that is so good and it rewards you so much for getting to play it that you will build a deck just around this card. And I think because of that, I have to give it 5. Like, it's a deck where you legitimately can go, I'm playing 4 Wing Zeros and I have 46 other cards in deck. If I get to the Wing Zeros, we know what's up. You know, it's so good.
Again, if you're playing an aggro strategy, you can potentially outrace the ramp decks. I think that's actually a very realistic thing to be doing, like with either a red-green Xeon shell or maybe some sort of low to the ground blue-green Weedy Rush aggro like we've been seeing in the beta.
Yeah,
I think those kind of strategies can outrace this deck, and then maybe we have this whole trifecta of like the Weedy aggro decks being the ramp decks, and the ramp decks beating up the mid-range decks, and then the mid-range decks beating up the aggro decks. So
what do they say?
I'm interested to see what that would be like.
From Magic the Gathering, we've seen it. So it's like time is a perfect circle.
Yeah.
How the meta
aggro mid-range control.
Yeah, it's the golden triangle of death.
Yeah.
It's so good, and it's so like a lot of people will be like, but it blows up your own units, and it's like, yeah, but I get to choose when I play this. So if I choose to cash all my units in to hit yours, and then I drop this, great. Like, they were dying anyway, you know?
Yeah.
It's so good.
All right. So that's it for the green LRs. Moving on to red.
Ooh.
We have a couple of ones from the starter decks. Let's start with the really cool guy from the Xeon's Rush deck, the 6-drop Sinanju, the one we've been alluding to. So level 6/5 cost, 5/4 in stats. During pair, it gains high maneuver, and during your turn, when it destroys an enemy shield area card, so either a normal shield or a base, you can deal 2 damage to any one enemy.
Yep.
And it pairs with full frontal as a link. This guy's awesome.
He's so good.
This might be my favorite LR overall from the starter decks specifically. Every time I play this with a full frontal, it's just so euphoric.
Yep.
Like, I was like, oh, you have a white base? I was like, all right, delete that. Delete your gun cannon. It's like, good luck trading back into this, loser.
Yeah. No, I will say this. I love the Zaku 2, right? I'm a big, like everyone knows me. I love the Zaku 2 is one of my favorite mobile suits designs of all time. This freaking thing, though, is such a flavor win. So for anyone who's watched Unicorn, you've got different options for Neo Xeon, you got different options for a lot of stuff. This thing works exactly like it does in the anime, in the OVA, in the manga, etc. It facilitates again, we talked about for the Wing Zero, it facilitates a deck building idea, which is I can afford to play 1-cost attackers and 2-cost attackers, and we wait for our captain to show up, blow the base in half, and then we all swarm in and just kill all your shields. Like, it sets up such a like flavor win for the Xeon, Neo Xeon kind of like mindset of we have a lot of fodder, and we've got 1 or 2 ace pilots that are really going to do our objective. Again, same thing. When you play this thing and you full frontal, it just feels euphoric. The full frontal, if it plays like a goof out, or it plays notably the Char's Gelgug while you have a Char in trash. Holy crap. The other big thing with this too is like a lot of people are playing Zawart. Zawart, for anyone who doesn't know, is from this deck.
The 3/2 blocker.
It's a 3/2 blocker. It comes down for 2 cost. It's just a very effective blocker, and it's kind of the bane of Xeon. Like, it has 2 health, so it can trade into a lot of the little units, and it usually gets a 2-for-1 as a blocker early on. It comes down quick, it's efficient. It can't win the game, but who cares? Like, it's such a nothing downside.
Yeah.
Notably, when you play this bad boy, you crash in, you kill their base, you pop that nerd, and there is nothing to save you. You
the floodgates are open.
Yeah, you just drop all the weenie. You if you're from Magic the Gathering, math is for blockers. You just throw it at people. Yeah, I love this thing. This thing is such a beautiful card.
Yeah. With that being said, 5 Haros.
Yeah,
This card's so
I
good.
it's painful to know that Xeon's not like the best deck in the game, but I think all their LRs are just so
Yeah.
overperformingly good. But yeah, I'm right there with you. 5 Haros. It's like the other thing too is just the fact that it gets its high maneuver just from a pair.
To do the damage, it also doesn't even
Yeah,
need to be linked. So
it just does it slices, it dices, it does
yeah,
your taxes, it does everything.
yeah. All right, and now for the other starter deck, Red LR from Seed Strike ST04. This one is significantly less good. It's the Aegis Gundam,
Yep.
which it's tough to say because I love the Aegis. Seed was one of my favorite shows when I was a kid. The Aegis, I really have a thing for Aether's mobile suits, and the Aegis was definitely one of my favorites. So level 4/3 cost, 4/3 in stats. On attack, if it has 5 or more AP, you choose a enemy unit that's level 5 or higher and deal 3 damage, and it links with Atherin. Now, the thing right there, where it's like level 5 or higher units to deal the 3 damage, that's the part that's kind of getting me.
Yep.
I have a very hard time resolving this card.
Yeah. We had it a lot in the starter deck, like sealed. We were running into a lot of people picked this card up and just got to the part where they said 5 attack, I deal 3 in, and they were picking up starter deck 4s and having to explain like, no, it's only level 5s. It's kind of a tricky one. I will say this though, if Duo Maxwell is the boogeyman of white decks, this is the boogeyman of wing decks. This
It's
thing
true.
annihilates Gundam wing units. Like, so many Gundam wing units are level 5 characters, and many of them have 4 or less health. So being able to swing in and just deal 3, it's such a disgusting amount. And I think we've already seen it too with like people experimenting with blue red ping. Getting this off and then being able to swing like anything with Marita Cruz to deal 4 damage is backbreaking in most circumstances. The card is so situational, and I think I have to look at it the same way I looked at the Death Scythe. When it pops off, coolest thing you can do. How often does it pop off? If your opponent flips over a Xeon base and you go, oh, oopsies, I hope you play a Xianju real quick. And I think the big issue with this card too is that like it comes down before the things it can target. So
Yeah.
realistically, you're going to want to play it early, and your opponent will get to look at that card and go, oh, maybe I don't play my level 5. Maybe I drop 2 3s here. Maybe I play something else. There's a level of counterplay by showing your opponent the gun, you know?
Yeah. Well, also too is like if you're up against like a weenie aggro deck, like Xeon, for example, is like aside from the Sonaju Mustangs are level 4 and lower. It's like this is kind of a vanilla.
Yeah.
In those matchups, right? So as far as rating goes, maybe like 2 Haros. It's not a bad unit to play. Like stats wise, it's not a bad unit on level 4. Atherin's not a bad pilot, and if you want to trigger the ability, you actually don't have to have Atherin on it.
Yeah.
You can. There's plenty of ways to bump it up to 5 power, but
I think my issue with Atherin as a pilot right now is, and we're definitely going to get new Atherins. He's in, again, spoilers, he's in a bunch of Seed properties, and
yeah.
Bandai loves Seed. There's a lot of it. You can watch it for almost
Well,
all of it.
well, Seed Freedom just came out not terribly long ago.
Yeah, so we'll likely get more Atherin. Right now, correct me if I'm wrong, his ability is when linked. It's not during link, right? So he gets it the turn you pair him, or the turn you link him. So it's like, it's a little bit of like a catch-22, because like the value proposition for this is, hey, I would like to play this. I would like to have a 5/5. I would like to attack into one of your units. But it also means that I have a 5/5 vanilla because this is coming down a turn earlier than a level 5. So it's a little bit of like a weird timing issue with this card. You want it as kind of that knife in the throat counterattack into your 5s. And I think you're exactly right. Is if I'm going to put the Death Scythe and Duo as like a 2, this has to be a 2 as well. It's going to be a very meta dependent card. I'm happy to be wrong when it comes to this and when it comes to the Death Scythe. But it's if white is prevalent, you play the Death Scythe. If big stupid ramp cards are prevalent, this thing's a silver bullet. It's so good. for that
Yeah.
specific instance.
Yeah. All right. And then moving on to the main set,
Yahoo!
let's talk about.
Let's-
This is my personal favorite, the Kshatriya.
I was wondering if we were going to save that for last. I love this card.
Yeah, level 5 4 cost, 5/4 in stats. When paired with a Cyber New Type or New Type pilot, choose 1 or 2 enemy units, deal 1 damage to each, and it links with Merida. So, this card, in my testing, this is my favorite card, not close. This is the card I've had the most fun with. So, like, I've talked to with some friends, and they're like, really? Like, 1 damage, or pinging 2 guys for 1 damage, is that really that good? I'm like, yes, trust me. It's really good, especially with Merida. Because Merida deals an additional damage, so you basically get to do like a little arc lightning from magic. You do like spread 3 damage around. Oh, it's good, guys. Just play with it. You'll understand.
I love the position of trust me, bro. Trust me, it's good.
And have you seen that alternate art? Like, dude, like both the Kshatriya and the Merida alter art. Oh, they're so good. They're so good.
I'm thankful that we're getting 3 different Silas because I love Sila and Zex and all the like Char clone style people. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I will say 100% though for the Kshatriya. Holy cow! What a cool card. We've already seen people playing around with it. There is a lot of access in blue and red for new type synergies. Amuro Ray, notably the greatest criminal in all of the Earth Fed. And the fact that this synergizes so well with white base is insane. It's like criminally good because you have so many ways to rest things and ping them already through gun tanks, through what is that one called? There's a blue 3/3 that deals one Angsha. So Angsha deals a damage. You've got Merida dealing damage. You have this dealing damage. You also have the Oz card, the only Oz command card that also deals 2 damage. It's just you have so many ways to deal indirect between blue and red, and this synergizes so well with it. As a mid game to end game finisher, it's amazing. It trades profitably into almost everything in the game. With Merida specifically, it can deal with Wing Gundams. It can, again, splash 3. So good luck if you're playing any type of like Demi Trainer or Tragos or any of the 1-drop weedy blockers. Yeah. They're not saving you, and we're sorry you wasted a card slot for these. Like, this card it's deceptively good. On paper, it seems weak. In practice, especially with a deck built around the archetype, it's disgustingly good.
Yeah. Especially with like even the burn spells like close combat, battle of aces.
Oh yeah.
Just like you just clean up like big guys. Just like marking 1 damage on a couple things is just all you need.
Yeah.
It's just so good. For me personally, 10 stars.
10 stars. 10 stars. We can't do 10 Haros. They don't make 10 Haros.
Am I too biased to say it's 5 Haros?
It's weird, right? It's like it
did win the Eagle's Nest thing also.
Yeah, we have recency bias of seeing that it's very good. The hard part with this that I will say is this deck archetype does get worse if played into a repair strategy white base right now. Like the RX-78 that grants repair 1 kind of screws this build style over. I don't think we have enough to where you can just kind of incidentally tap 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage. You need to be able to spread that damage out and then solidify a kill or 2 the turn you're dropping this. If you can't, and especially against like white base or some of the other units, you're running into issues where they could repair out of it, they could Kaiser Resolve, they could reserves, they have a lot of different ways to heal. But man, this card is super good. Like, I think objectively, I would put it at 4 Haros. There are other more interesting things you can do with Merida, for sure. But it's also like a weird one because it's such a good card to lead you into your unicorn plays with Merida. So it's in the same colors. It works really well. It's just a lot of upside for sure. I just don't know that I can give it 5 stars because it's not flashy enough.
I will say it's not as great versus the green ramp decks.
Yeah.
Either on theory. So like with Marita, it becomes a 7 power thing, so it can trade into anything.
Yeah.
But the 1 damage is like definitely less relevant against the green ramp decks if all they have is like big bodies. So I can give you that. Maybe we'll average it out. We'll say 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5, probably 5 to be honest. But I feel like it's just if it was like a during pair when attacking, this card would be gas all day long. The 1 pop in, super good. The only thing that I truly wish is that I could choose the 2 damage to go on the same target. Like, let me do a close combat, fair. You know, right? The fact that it's you're kind of having to play Lucci a little bit, where you're like 1-1-1-1-1, that one's dead. Okay, move on to this one. It's a little tougher, but it's such a good card.
Yeah. All right, and then a couple more red LRs. These are both for Zaft. We'll get into. Let's get into the Buster Gundam first before we talk about the other one.
The best alt-art in the set.
That one's so cartoony.
I love it.
I don't know what to think about it.
It's all. But I'm a big Killer 7 guy, so it has all the same kind of feel to it.
Yeah. Buster is level 4 2 costs, so pretty cheap to get out. It's a 1/4 in stats, but it has support 3, which is I think the biggest amount of support in
set
the game currently. Yeah. During pair with a coordinator, so Atherin, Kira, Diarca, the rest of their squad. Once per turn, when you use its support ability to increase a Zaft AP, you restand it. So it can immediately attack too if you wanted to, if it's linked with Diarca. All that being said, it's okay. I don't know. I haven't really tested with this one much personally. I couldn't figure out a build with it.
So here's the cool part.
Okay.
And it's very much a bit of a meme, I will fully admit. I'm gonna preface it, everything I'm about to say, I am gonna say this is a 1 Haro for me. Now that being said, the alt art is straight gas. I love everything cartoony about it. It looks goofy. And it can pair really well in a deck that wants to run 4 Legals. And if you are a Zoids fan, that deck is so cool looking. If you ever wanted to play Zoids during Gundam Night, you can with this card. It's really meant for a very specific style of deck that I don't think has enough support yet. One of my good friends, Cameron, his first initial thought was, ooh, we play Zaft. We get to 5 AP. We, swing with the Legao. We get damage here, damage there. Maybe put in Marita Cruises so we can ping. Maybe we put in the Aegis Gundam for the big stuff to keep dealing damage while we're attacking base and face. And in practice, this thing clogs the hand so much. And nothing is afraid of it. Because if it's it's at most going to be a 3 damage attacker. And even then it's like, okay, it needs to have a friend with it. Most of the friends it wants to see are lower end pieces, and it just ends up not doing enough and not having enough of an impact in our testing. The other big problem too is, again, white is a very good color in set 1. Unforeseen Incident might be the best card in the game for set 1. Like, Unforeseen is just such an impactful, good command card. And this can never get over the hump. Unless you have 2 of them. If they support each other, maybe there's some weird crap with that. I'm not sure. Because technically, I guess you could do that. If you have 2 of these and they're both paired, you could support 3, support 3, support 3 again. And you've got this crazy murder machine. But then what does it do? Like, kills 1 card. There's a part where I think if with enough setup, this becomes kind of scary. But there's not really a payoff that's worth it for the AP5 tribe yet.
Yeah, because Diarca's pretty unimpressive for pilots. You also have like a major deck building restriction in terms of having to play Zaft units to trigger this guy's ability. If you just like raw dog support it and then it just stays tapped, it's only a 1/4, so like your opponent could just like trade back into it very, very handily.
Yeah. Especially it's coming down on level 4. Most things on level 4 are coming down with 4 attack base, so it just eats this unit for free.
Right, exactly. Like an RX-70 comes down and just eats it for free. I'm like, okay, well shit, dude.
Yeah, cool. Like Like that's neat. Yeah, it's just it's a weird spot. Like the dual Gundam, super cool. Like all of the Buster kind of like tribe with Zaft. All of
Yeah,
the your characters need to have 5 attack stuff is really neat.
I agree with you. One Haro.
Yeah,
It sounded cool on paper when it was being revealed, but in practice, it just hasn't really been shaping up
yeah,
in our testing. I don't know. Let us know in the comments if anyone's been seeing any success with this one.
yeah.
But moving on to Zaft's deck building restrictions, there's the last LR
Mm.
in red, which is the dual Gundam Assault Shroud.
Yes,
It's
sir.
a level 5 forecast, 4/4 stats. When paired, like a top 3, you can deploy one Zaft unit that is level 4 or lower for free, and then you return the rest of the bottom of your deck, and it pairs with Yzak.
Yep.
So, as I was saying with deck building restrictions, I feel like you have to play a lot of level 4 or lower Zaft units to make this guy reasonable.
Notably, they all are except for this.
Yeah.
Like,
You also have to pair it, which is annoying, because Yzak also isn't that impressive of a pilot in my experience.
he's when you destroy a link, you draw a card, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So it's a weird one because like it's good, but on level 5, am I wanting to play a 4/4 again? We're of the mindset that the Gelgoog for Char's Gelgoog as a 4/4 on 4 is already kind of hit or miss if you don't see a Char. This is like you need to find a pilot on your level 5, so you're taking all 5 of your resources on that turn to play this. And the payoff is a Buster Gundam or an Aegis Gundam. I guess Aegis Gundam's probably the best.
Yeah, Aegis is probably your best hit off of it.
And it's a 4/3. That's usually a vanilla. Because again, you're likely trying to hit this on level 5. You're pairing it. You're out of resources. You drop your Aegis, and your Aegis can't swing to also then deal 3. So it's all right. I like that it plays 2 bodies. I will not be shocked if there's some weird like Xeon Zaft hybrid deck that someone tries to make work, where you're just constantly playing 2 bodies a turn, and you know your deck shuffled perfectly. You know,
the tough part is again, like you need a lot of Zaft units to make this consistent. Because if you miss,
oof,
like, oh, that's so bad, right?
so bad. It's the same thing we run into with like the Xeon stuff, where the Sharzaku 2 only searches top 3, and I run a pretty tight list of like 30 plus units in my Xeon deck in testing. I still will hit top 3, and it's like Char, full frontal, indignation. And I just go, yep. Or it's like close combat, Azaku 2, Char. And I'm like, oh, here's my 1 drop. And with Zaft, it's going to be the same way. It's just the only downside is without the ability to pick up something bigger and have bigger units to play into and hope for, cool. At least with the Xeon side, you're able to pick any unit out of the top. This having that further restriction of not only being Zaft, but also level 4 or lower, means that all the big, shiny, dumb statted Zaft units, you're not really touching. Like, you are trying to focus on it.
To be fair, I think it is the highest level Zaft unit. I think every other Zaft unit's level 4 or lower.
Yep. Everything else is like triple ship alliance from that same set or with the same pilots.
Yeah.
But you run into it with this where it's like, it is something to build around. If level 4 and lower Zaft gets support moving forward, cool. It might be a cool card. It is such a weird card that doesn't seem to solve the problems of the faction, where the RX-78 does solve the problems of the faction, but has none of the payoffs for being Zaft. So it's like,
yeah,
I don't know. For me, it's a 1. Like right now, this is another card though, much like the Tall Geese, that if more Zaft support comes out, this thing's drugs. Like this thing's instant like 5.
I think this card only gets better, assuming that there's more Zaft units printed, and maybe there's like a better DR code, or maybe there's a better Yzak printed for it as well.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm in the same boat. One Haro.
Yeah, it needed something else, to be honest. Like if it had breach on it, repair on it, any other keyword, I think this goes up like tremendously so. But being a vanilla that plays a second body is like,
yeah.
okay.
I mean, it's like Jinbei in One Piece is like it's an enabler, so if we get more good staffed units to play off of it, then
Yeah, you give me a level
there's an argument
4,
there.
what is it? A level 4 6 attack that draws a card. This is the best card in the game. We're gonna ban it next week.
Yeah. All right. So that's it for red, and then last color, white. So, circling back to the starter decks ST01, we have the Aerial Permit Score 6, level 5 4 costs, is a 4/4 in stats, pairs with Soletta, and when paired, so with anybody, you choose one enemy that's level 5 or lower. It gets -3 AP. Pretty good. The artwork is insane. Like, just holding this card in person, I imagine the alt art's pretty good too.
Oh yeah.
But even the normal art is just so good. But this is not about artwork. This is about playability. Now, honestly, this card's pretty good too. Like, I will admit.
On its best day, it's a 5/6.
Yeah.
It's got a generic pair condition. It doesn't have to be Academy. It doesn't have to be Suletta. It doesn't have anybody.
You could put it with Kira, and it's -5 to somebody.
Becomes it's a 6/5 -5 AP.
5. Yeah.
Notably, can't kill duo. Funny. But
it'll profitably trade into the 7/7 wing, like assuming there's like 1 damage on it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, so. it's a really good card. I think the problem that it runs into more than any other card in the game is it's in the wrong color, which is weird to say. So like, follow me with this one.
Interesting.
So White Academy is a tremendously good build, but you have so many generic links in White already, right? When you're playing Academy, you've got the Michaelis, you've got the what is it, Ifrit or whatever it is, the other like one that gives -1 when it attacks. It gives -2 when attacking.
The Pharact.
The Pharact. The Pharact gives the -2 as well. You've got a lot of really good targets that say, hey, put a pilot in me. And so it kind of runs into this issue where you get to your level 5 turn, and especially in White, so many good cards are there. Like, this can profitably trade with if you have specifically the Suletta, but we know the big kind of slinger in White is the Strike Gundam package, and Kira specifically is just an insane pilot. Suletta's good. Like, Suletta is fantastic for what she does in facilitating cheating out your resources and always having one open for unforeseen circumstances, which is amazing. But I will say it struggles a little bit in the color because there are so many good level 5s you want to play in White already. So I feel like this could have been their RX-78, maybe take it down to a 3/3, and if it was like a level 4 3 cost, it'd be insane. But I think it competes for deck slots a little too hard with the other characters in its color.
Yeah. Individually, I think this is an individually powerful card, but you are right. At the same level and cost, there's a lot of other things that are competing with it. It's a very middle of the road kind of card here. I think maybe like 2.5 Haros.
Yeah,
I'd have to say.
I feel like
it's not bad.
No, it's a good card. I'd honestly be pressed to put it at 3. Being quite honest, simply for the fact that like it never feels bad to play this. You're never really punished for playing it. It's at worst a 4-cost 4/4, which Magic the Gathering brain will be like, hey, it's on curve for what it should be. And the fact that you can trigger that when paired whenever you would like is really, really selling this card hard to me. It just runs into the issue of, again, being a little underwhelming compared to its peers in its class. So
yeah,
it's kind of the issue.
Yeah. Okay. So we can stick with that. Let's say 3 Haros. Not bad, but not. Yeah. Not bad, but not insane either.
Yeah.
And then the other starter deck, LR in White, is from Seed Strike, the L Strike Gundam, the big boogeyman from the beta, up there with Wing. This guy does it all. I mean, you guys probably all know what it does. Level 5 4 cost, 4/4 blocker, pairs with Kira. When paired with a level 4 higher pilot, you can return any enemy with 4 less HP to the hands. Very strong in tempo, very good at keeping you alive. like with Kira, it trades into anybody very profitably. Like it just this card just does your taxes.
Yeah, it
I don't know what more to say
it's
there.
yeah,
We've already seen it.
it slices,
Action.
it dices.
Yeah.
It's the reason why blue white is one of the most oppressive color combinations in the game. There's nothing more backbreaking than seeing this come down on level 5 and Akira slapping right in it and it just bouncing whatever you played on level 4. It's so good. It always gets a profitable trade. I've yet to see one not 2 for 1 or even 3 for 1 on average. It's just so good. Like, and the crazy thing too is it's any level 4 pilot. There's no other condition than that. So there's no need for a new type. There's no need for a deck building requirement, whatever. This only continues to get better with age because the moment that you get more level 4 pilots in white or any other color, fantastic. Like, this still does what it does, and it does it to the nth degree. Put Suletta in this, it's a 5/6 that restands a resource when it decides to attack, or it's a 5/6 blocker, which, good luck. It eats everything it touches, you know?
Put Amuro on it, you rest something, hunt it down, bounce a different guy, just like instantly break their board out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's this card is just so insane, and I warrant to say it might be the best white LR in the game right now. It's up there. I think I have to give it 5 Haros. It's just a straight 5 Haro for me.
I agree. 5 Haros.
And it's a card that is weird in the fact that we've talked about all these other units, these other LRs that could get better with age. They could get better with wine. If we see more Shars, if we see more Zaft, if we see whatever. This will always get better with age. There's never a time where this gets worse. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, I mean, 1000% too. They're probably gonna print more. Like we said, they're probably gonna print more Seed support. They're probably gonna print more Kiras.
Oh yeah.
The current Kira we already have for is pretty good. It probably slots into like whenever we get like a Strike Freedom, Mighty Strike Freedom.
Yep.
Stuff like that. So
everything that you're seeing too coming out through white, we're seeing a lot of Earth Alliance type support. So like Bandai love Gundam Seed. They love it real good.
Yep. All right. And then going into the main set for white, we have the big brother, the Freedom Gundam. Level 7, 5 cost, 4/6 in stats. Also a blocker. And then during pair, once per turn, when you pair a pilot to itself or one of your other white units, you choose an enemy, and it gets -2 AP for the turn, and it pairs with Kira, like the other one. This guy is also very strong. Like, this at first I was actually a little bit skeptical of because it's like level 7, so it takes a while to get up to, but it's been performing. Like, we see it in a bunch of the Eagle's Nest events. Blue-White Freedom is what they call the deck now. This is the boss monster.
Yep. And it's like, really good at what it does. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of the thing I was alluding to when we were talking about the aerial. The aerial is a fantastic card, and in any other color, it's a 5-star. Like, in any other color, the aerial would have been an overperforming unit that just does so much more than is available. The fact that the Freedom exists and can do it with recursion anytime you pair, anytime after with your white units, you're gaining this. Like, you're gaining the -2 AP, which is insane. You just have the choo-choo on a stick, pretty much, because the choo-choo gives the -2 as well. So your iron-fisted diplomacy, or whatever it's called. This card's nuts. Like, especially you're playing it in white, you have access to the Triple Ship Alliance cards, which some people have found success with, some haven't. It's a Triple Ship Alliance card, so it can notably, while it's on the board, give your other guys blocker and do all the other synergistic stuff. But even just without any of that, by itself, being able to pair anytime you pair a white unit, you're getting a reward, is such a good end game for this deck. And for what this deck wants to do, which is stall out and then slowly whittle you down for value every single time.
Death by 1,000 cuts kind of deal.
Yep. Yeah, turns out a 6/7 give you -4 when I attack is pretty good.
Yeah, also it's like if you just leave it up as a blocker, it's like your opponent can never interact with this. There's no single card in the game that can like interact with it while it's active.
It's a great totem, and it only goes sideways when it absolutely needs to. There's very, very, very little that especially if it has a pilot in it, which is the goal, there's very little you can do to interact with this. I mean, For most of your tapping effects, I think they cap out at 5 HP. So you're going to have to deal some indirect damage to this, close combats, what have you, then tap it. And even then, it's like, good luck. It still has 5 or 6 attack usually.
The 7/7 wing, it runs it over profitably because you shrink. Even the turn comes into play, you shrink 2 from its own ability, then you shrink 2 from Kira. Wing goes down to 3 power, and then
oops.
Oopsie.
Yeah, oops, your wing's gone. We're sorry. Yeah, I think the only thing holding this back is that it's a level 7. If I'm being like very, very, very persnickety about it. But I mean, we've already seen they're happy to put Triple Ship Alliance on it. And it's kind of like what we said is like, even if I were to put this at 4 Haros, they're printing more seed. This is the America Gundam, for better or worse. You know, it's the red, white, and blue. This is what we came to do kind of thing. No, the Freedom Gundam is a very, very marketable mobile suit, and it's something that I can only see continuously getting better. Like,
I feel like this is actually the secret cover card of set 1 is this one right here, and maybe Wing Zero as well.
Wing Zero is really good, but this is, I think it's a pretty hard toss up between this and Wing Zero. This does come down a turn earlier. And being that it's only 5 cost on your level 7 turn, you can combo it with like Kira, Unforeseens. You can
hold up an Unforeseen after you pair Kira.
Yeah, it's so gross. Whereas with Wing, you're kind of all in on the 8. You're like, tap 8, slam it, get my value, start attacking. This just sets up that really heavy control element that White already likes. And if they get this on board and you're a poor Xeon player, may God have mercy on your soul. Like,
God forbid they put a second one on the board and then your whole board's like shrunken.
Yeah, I'll pair 1 pilot with my Demi Trainer, -4 to your board. It's like,
5 Haros.
5 Haros?
That's where I'm putting it.
Yeah,
5 Haros.
I said 4, but honestly, I can be convinced very easily with 5 Haros. It's insanely good.
Yeah. All right. And then the sister unit of the ZGMF series from the latter half of the Seed is the Justice. This one, I'm biased. The Justice is my personal favorite mobile suit in all of Gundam.
Oh,
I think this robot is so freaking cool.
It is very cool.
Like it has a cool jetpack. It does like a lot of close combat. It has like freaking shoulder boomerangs. The Infinite Justice is actually my other favorite because it has like the laser legs that it kicks people with.
Yeah.
This card sucks.
Yeah, it's so bad. I was waiting. I was like, I'm letting my boy spin his wheels. I gotta.
Look, I want this card to work. Okay, so I have it up on the screen, but just reading it off, it's a level 7, 5 cost, just like the Freedom. 5/5 in stats. Pairs with Atherin. On deploy, you make a Fatum 00 Triple Ship Alliance token. It's a 2/2 blocker. And then during pair, on attack, you choose one of your Triple Ship Alliance tokens, which it's really just the jetpack that it makes.
Yeah, the
and
Fatum.
That thing also gains haste. On paper, this is actually the easiest, 2 swings out of nowhere that you can play in the game, because you don't have to have 9 freaking mana like you do with Tolgeese and Sex. Yep. And you don't have to have 12 in trash for
the
Banshee.
Yep.
So all this guy is just slap him on, slap the Atherin on it, and then both him and the jetpack swing in out of nowhere, right? So this is the easiest double attack in the game from no board.
Yeah.
It just requires you to play red-white because there's only
1 Atherin.
Because Atherin is in red.
Well, notably though, you do have to play red-white if you want the rush. However, you could technically just run it as white and be a little bit slower with it, but I do think it loses a lot of value if you don't have that gotcha moment.
Yeah. Making the token, it's a 2/2, so you're getting 7/7 in stats between 2 bodies at level 7, which is good. It's efficient. The issue is that if you're just playing it for the token, because all tokens are level 0, and it's just a 2 health token, so it's pretty easy to interact with.
Yep.
And otherwise you're just left with a 5/5 dude.
Yeah.
So it's not as impactful out the box as Freedom. Freedom is very easy to build around because his pilot is in the same color. It's very impactful on the board.
Yeah.
But if you're fighting for board, this one is definitely less effective than the Freedom, because the freedom plays in a strategy where you get to like play slow, kind of build up your advantage, whittle down your opponent bit by bit, whereas the justice feels more like an aggro
Yeah.
finisher. But the problem in that color combination is that there's just better aggro decks out there.
Yeah, it's everything. I think you're right on the money for it. Is this is another card that unfortunately for me is not good right now,
Yeah.
but has remarkably and notable upside. We see that Bandai is already giving us a lot of tokens in set one. We've got Zaku, Zaku 2, we've got everything from White Base, we've got the Striker pack, we've got just piles of tokens, Leo tokens, Tallgeese tokens, everything at this point.
Yeah.
The fact that right now we don't have a lot of Triple Ship Alliance tokens, but notably have cards that care about Triple Ship Alliance, tends to lean that this could go, and be just brokenly good. To be able to give any of your tokens rush, which is kind of great. It's also I think it's the only card currently that interacts with tokens in any meaningful way. Like, I don't think anything else references tokens in the game yet.
Aside from producing them, no.
Yeah, other than making them, this is the only thing that actually, like, if you're on a token strategy, does something for those tokens.
Yeah. Like, maybe if there's another thing that eventually printed that makes Triple Ship Alliance tokens, then maybe we have something there. I think ultimately for rating, I would put this at this pains me so much, maybe 1 Haro.
Yeah.
And it's purely based on context. I think in a vacuum, this card reads to be kind of powerful, but it's just in the context of like what you're able to play.
Yeah. I think the big issue too is like, and Bandai loves to clown on the Vegetas of every show. Like, if you're the number 2 of a Bandai show,
so
your cards are going to be a little worse than the Gokus, But especially with this card, I think that the biggest weakness to it is what you said earlier. Kira is in white. It's already set up for him to succeed. He's a little Nepo baby in his color. Bandai gave him everything set 1 and said,
it's just like the show.
Yeah, you're our favorite, Kira. And Arthron, unfortunately, is in red right now. He probably will get another character because, again, Bandai Leica the Seed. But currently, nothing in red is asking for what this does. And nothing in white needs that aggression that red is providing. Unfortunately, right now, as it stands, White-Blue Freedom is like a very good deck. Like a grossly good deck. And this doesn't really have a spot or a place yet. It's going to be another cool card that, like, pick up 4 of the alt art and sit on them for 1 or 2 or 3 sets and see where it goes. If we get some crazy red cards out of set 2, maybe this makes a comeback. But man, it's a tough one. Like, this is interesting. I will not discredit that this isn't an interesting card. It just right now doesn't have the legs it needs to walk. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, you definitely said it there.
Yeah.
All right. And then the last LR to go over for white and for this video is the other Aerial, Gundam Aerial Rebuild. It's a level 6, 5 cost, 5/4 in stats. When paired, choose a command card that is level 5 or lower from your trash, add it back to your hand, and it links with Soletta, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be paired with anything, though,
True.
to do that regrowth ability. This card's not bad. I've seen some people trying to cook with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's the best thing you can be doing. Again, it's just that white is so strong at those stages of the game with other cards, like between the Ale Strike at level 5 and then Freedom at level 7. So this is like the in-between turn, I guess. But do you have the room for it in your white tempo control deck?
Yeah.
That's the tough part.
It's a tough one right now. It's kind of my earlier argument with the Aerial. Like, the Aerial is the coolest card not in white. If you are playing this and it was any other color, these cards would be sick. Like, if I could play this, if I could play this and it said Xeon on it, and I could get a close combat back out of trash, or Indignation, or any of the other like good command cards that I wish I could play more than 4 copies of, this card is gas. It's just insanely good. The hard part is that Academy is the other half of the white side of the game, and everything that Kira does is just like makes him the king of it, The aerial's tough because it's really good in the sense of it doesn't discriminate for the command card. It just has to be level 5 or lower.
Yep.
So truly, your deck is set up. If you're blue-white, you can get your Show of Resolves back. You can get your Thoroughly Damage back if you just need to deal 1 ping damage. If you need any like particular card, it's such a good toolbox. And we've learned that from other Bandai games. We see it in purple for Digimon, able to play with its trash and pull tools out when it needs it. We see it for One Piece and black decks. They're able to pull out Rebecca Hinaluchi. I'm sorry for triggering most of the audience if you're a One Piece fan. I know that's we're getting through it together, okay? The bad man's almost rotated. It's an exciting card. It offers something to the game that we've not seen yet, which is recursion. We know we're getting a pseudo recursion element in purple, I believe it is, for IBO. One of the units in IBO lets you pull a unit out of trash back to your hand, which is super cool. So there might be a place for this in the game in set 2 where you might play like purple white and you can bounce commands and what have you there. But more often than not, this unfortunately becomes a card that says like it's only going to be as good as the command that you pull out of your trash for it. And right now, realistically, the best card you can pull out for it is Witch and the Bride. And Witch and the Bride costs 2, and this is cost 5, so you can't pair it, play it, and play the command that you're getting back. So you're kind of just getting, like, on what it's meant to be, you're getting a 6/6 vanilla that drew you a card. Would you play a 6/6 Gundam MA form? You might. I don't know that I would, but you could.
I think that's the kicker to it, is that on the earliest turn that it could possibly come into play, you have to pair it, and you don't really... You're not able to cast a card that you fetch back on the same turn cycle. So it's a little bit steep, cost-wise, to play this out. It's not a bad card. I think you said it best. It's only as good as, like, the commands that you can fetch off of it. They're good commands, don't get me wrong, but not as crazy. Like, can you imagine if maybe there's like a take an extra turn command or something? I don't think they would do it, but can you imagine just like being able to like keep looping it?
I will fully admit, and I don't think we'll get a take an extra turn. I will not be shocked if one of the colors gets a command that says restand 1, 2, or 3 units or something that lets you swing your board twice. If that comes in, this becomes a 7/10 Haro card. It's insane at that point.
Yeah, it becomes a really cool combo piece.
Yeah, it becomes something neat. Yeah. I think this is a card to watch. It's a popular mobile suit, so people are going to want to build around it because people like the Ariel, people like Suletta, which for Mercury is many people's favorite show out of the modern age. So, also notably, this is going to be one of the most expensive alt arts that we have for Gundam for set 1, because this is our promo for Gen Con. This is our prize card for Gen Con. So
That's true.
I mean, if you want to make this work, make sure you get 4 of the prize card ones and flex on people, and be like, it's an undervalued card for how expensive it is.
All right. So how many Haros would you give this one?
I think I'm committed to giving the Ariel series of cards 3 Haros across the board. None of them are bad except for the one that reduces its cost. We don't talk about that one. That's the redheaded stepchild. That doesn't exist. The Bit on Form is a good mobile suit. And there's no other Ariels. Listen to me, viewer. There is no other Ariel. Don't talk about that one. I think for the most part, every Ariel is like a 3 out of 5 for me for Haros. It's good. They're all really good. They'd be way better if purple was already out and they were purple instead of white, or did anything outside of the shadow of Gundam Seed. But I think Gundam Seed is just like such a strong package in set 1 that there just doesn't end up being enough food on the table for Academy, Suletta, and the Gundam Ariel to really eat. So they end up being more support faction to an already existing good engine. So it's a bit tough.
Right. I would say this card in a vacuum it's fine. It's a +1 in card advantage if you think about it that way, which card advantage is very important in this game.
Oh yeah.
So I could agree. It's a 3 Haro. It's not bad, but it's not amazing compared to whatever else that we're playing with.
Yeah. The moment they print a broken level 5 command card, this is stonks all day. Like, if there's a command card that you're trying to play multiple times a game, this becomes amazing. But right now, everything's kind of like profit trading. You might see like some card advantage out of it. If this came down and said when deploy or when paired, draw 2, trash 1, is that good enough? Probably not. So it's just waiting for something that's not in the game yet, which is it's great. I mean, it's generic enough, and we've learned from other Bandai games, the more generic you make an effect, the better it'll be long term, because it'll have the more access to pieces that are available for new factions. So fingers crossed for the Aerial. Bandai likes Switch for Mercury, so I'm sure they'll give it something eventually.
Yeah. Well, that is all 12 LRs from the main set, as well as all 8 LRs from the starter decks. Woof, this was quite a long video.
We ramble. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this was quite a yap fest. But definitely, if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I really applaud you guys for tolerating us for this long. Let us know in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I don't know if we actually have hot takes. Again, this game is just so new that I think there's a lot of different opinions coming out of the woodwork from everywhere, so who knows, right? A lot of the stuff can very readily change on a drop, and down the line we'll probably do another video like this where we go back and double check our ratings, see if how right or wrong we were.
We get to cosplay all those app games where we go, we're sorry we were wrong.
But at any rate, maybe you enjoyed listening to us on your commute to work or during your workout or whatever else you may be doing in the background. Or if you actually liked watching our faces move, then remember to like the video and subscribe. It really helps us out. We're growing, so we definitely want to push out a lot more Gundam content in the very near future. This is very, very exciting times for us. So, as always, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.